Hello and hope you are happy. In this video we want to talk about 10 forecasts for 2030. So stay with us. The trend of the past decade is often linear, but today's world is very different from what people expected in 2010 to look like. So one thing is serious about the next decade. In fact, by 2030 the world will be much different than expected. This is a good reason to look to the next 10 years. Although these issues can never be looked at with certainty, some predictions seem more likely. Here are 10 possible ideas for 2030. The first one is the crisis of populist dictatorship. In the past few years, populists have risen to prominence in countries such as Brazil, the United States, India, and the Philippines, promising to return power to the people. Instead of fulfilling this commitment, they have given themselves more power, and by attacking independent institutions and undermining freedom of expression, have turned everything upside down. Like this video right now and subscribe our YouTube channel. The next one is the losing importance of social networks. People today spend a lot of time and attention on social media, but the truth is that the importance of social media is such that it affects everything, including public discourse and the US presidential election. One of the most significant trends in recent decades is the rapid rise in housing costs in the world's major metropolises. Wealthy investors, frustrated by lucrative investment opportunities, have helped drive up the purchase price of apartments to change housing prices. In cities like New York, many luxury apartments are now vacant. Although prices are unlikely to fall, their growth may slow significantly. The other forecast is young people are less attracted to politics. During the 2010s, many young people were involved in politics. Many of them expressed concern about the rise of right-wing populism and were deeply concerned about climate change. Thanks to social media, they were easily attracted to hot politics or expressed their opinions. The other forecast is the rise of moderate populists. In the UK, Boris Johnson has shown that populists can promise to spend more money on social services and assemble a relatively diverse cabinet by taking moderate positions in culture and economics. It sets the stage for a kind of moderate populism that still attacks some democratic institutions but rejects the more radical views on race and culture that are usually associated with far-right candidates. The other one, increase wages for low-skilled people. Over the years, the incomes of many developed democracies have increased for those at the helm of organizations but for those far from power. This difference has made many citizens extremely pessimistic about the economic future of their country. The other forecast is the period after awakening. In 2010, what some commentators called the Great Awakening was created, especially in the United States, while leftists had more radical views on identity than in the past. But while this change has helped bring deep systemic injustice to the public's attention, it has highlighted some ideas that are unlikely to be widely accepted. Conservatives are becoming more diverse in 10 years. In most countries, including Germany and the United States, immigrants and religious minorities tend to be more left-leaning. In a sense, this is surprising. Immigrants tend to be socially conservative. Most political observers expect this trend to continue for decades to come. The other forecast is global financial inequality is falling. Wealth distribution in rich democracies such as Denmark and Canada has become far more unequal over the past few decades, but worldwide income inequality is actually declining because the incomes of the poor in India or China have grown much faster than those of the affluent in Sweden or Australia. The world is now more equal than it was 10 years ago. as long as parts of Asia and Africa can continue their recent growth path, this trend is likely to continue in the next decade. And the last forecast is liberal democracy is in the place. The 2010s have shown that liberal democracy needs serious reform. If developed democracies now seem more stable than in the past, it is partly because their citizens are far less satisfied with their political systems than they were decades ago. What is your idea about this video? What other things do you forecast for next 10 years? Leave your comments for us.